Am I the right person to to say it? Or business hero is someone who uses his power and connections coming from the business side, build a business which is conscious, which is responsible. As I was a business developer guy, and in the meantime, I was learning a lot about self-consciousness and self-awareness. Thanks, I'm Gabor Levai. I'm the CEO of several impact startups. Basically an economist and coach, and now I'm leading two different companies. Both of them are working on impact. One of them is Green Brands, which is a franchise of a German and Austrian international environmental audit and brand agency. We do audits for corporates to see whether they are working for the environment and not against. And if they are good enough, then we give them a seal, which they can use for 2 years. This is the Green Brand. So if we speak about ESG, like economical, social, and governmental way of doing business, then this is the E part. And the other business is called Scale Impact, which is focusing on the social part of all the challenges which we face. Here we work with NGOs, we develop them and help them to grow, to make their activity in a sustainable way. And we involve corporates to work together with them and help us to develop their organization, their management skills, and so on. Okay, if we say business, then I say stakeholder value. And if we speak about heroes, then I say multiply our efforts. Business hero is someone who uses his power and connections coming from the business side to change some fundamental bad way of working in the society or the environment. So he multiplies his efforts together with others to change or transform some social or environmental issues. Okay, I started as a regular banker in a small Hungarian leasing company dealing with car financing, as I was a business developer guy, and then joined the GE Capital, which was one of the biggest company in the world focusing on the same matter. And in the meantime, I was learning a lot about self-consciousness and self-awareness. And these all led us to develop my first company, which was focusing on banks and financial institutions, how they can manage better their workflows and HR questions. And as every businessman, my first and second company went bankrupt. I learned a lot. And the third one was the first successful one. We were focusing on workforce leasing, and we could sell it. And in the meantime, I wanted to come back to the financial era and begin to work as General Secretary of the Hungarian Leasing Association, which was a professional body helping small financial institutions to work better. So, and it was 2006, and less than a year later, Lehman Brothers came. Every financial institution and the car market collapsed here in Hungary. So I had to stay ahead of the governance, public, press, and everybody, and speak about what we did wrong in this and how we could not manage to save the people from financing cars in foreign currencies. And then I had to work together with individual CEOs of different financial institutions and help them to work together, although they were competing on the market with each other. And it was really transforming me, how to learn about our impact, negative impact, if we do business. And then a few years later, I began to build another advisor company, which was focusing on balancing this negative impact. And with some of my friends, I began to work with NGOs and to help them to work professional way. I spent, I think, a total MBA on learning, working for 5 years, half of my time in pro bono for free on this company, and spent a lot of money in projects which were more or less successful and unsuccessful. And this led me at the end to build these two organizations, which now I'm working with on environmental and on social part. There are only obstacles. First of all, the Hungarian environment is not very supportive for being an entrepreneur, and for especially for not being an entrepreneur who cares about social and or environmental impact. So build a business which is conscious, which is responsible, is not the regular way how we live the life here in Hungary. So I had many obstacles about building partnerships, about being honest, about getting investors to these crazy ideas like we build a business which help others. I had many obstacles facing when we work together in non-profits, because they are not professional managers. So we have to teach them from the beginning everything, how they can build up an organization, how they can scale it, how they can get money for it. But until this journey, they have to deal with risks. They have to work like an entrepreneur. These are just few of the obstacles which we met on this journey. It was not very easy to find a mentor, because these were unregular ways to do business. Maybe one of my mentor was my second boss. I worked with him at General Electric Capital, and he taught me how to trust other people, how to give them space, how to let them fail and stand up and learn from their mistakes. He was this kind of leader and not boss. And maybe my second teacher was my younger brother, who was ill from his young age, from 13. It was a kind of lethal illness. And although he was a lot in hospital and was not an easy way how he lived, he was always involved in these crazy non-profit stuff, like how to make cycling in Hungary more the way how we travel. He worked with hospice house, where he taught someone how he can live together with his lethal illness. He worked with all kind of ill children, and at the end when he died, I think at the age of 35, he lived more than anyone else who I know, and there were more than 200 people on his leftover, and half of them I was not in contact. And if I see how he lived and how many things he has done until his short life, I think he is one of the greatest teacher for me. And it was really transforming to see so many people who who wanted to be there when we said goodbye. I think that the most important lesson from my life is that we are interconnected, not only with other people, but with the nature, with animals, and with everything. And this is, if we build a business, then we have to see it as part of something. It can be a value chain, it can be an industry, it can be regional. They are connected with different part of life, with employees, with local communities, with the environment, and with marginalized groups. Because in a society, we have to grow the weakest chain part, and this will lead us to a bigger economical development. And if we see business this way, so we are not focusing only on shareholders, but also on all the other stakeholders, and build the business together with them, that they can also achieve more from the business, then we will do something good. Yeah, first of all, I have two companies and I have some investors and some co-founders. All of them are on the same way of doing business like me. So I can give you some names, several names for it. And I think that they will all be ethical and working for sustainability and social justice. Am I the right person to to say it, or someone else should say it about me? I'm doing my best to be to multiply my efforts to build a better world.